Hello, Lee Sung Soon. How are you? Thank you very much. Good morning, Secret Blackburn. I'm relaxing and running playlists and getting eliminated on this silly little game. At least with this game, there's not much to it. I mean, if you make it, which I'm not very good at it, but if you make it, then, but it gives you time to rest because I get eliminated quite often. Ah, these people in here last night made me laugh so hard. Yeah, for a while I thought I was going insane. I was trying to go to sleep and I was still laughing. I was like, oh my gosh. Well, oh no. Oh my gosh, Ryan. I really thought I really was hearing voices in my head. You cracked me up. I laughed. I laid down to go to sleep. Matter of fact, I am not a doctor, not suggesting, but I am taking melatonin right freaking now. I laughed so hard. I literally laid down and was still laughing. I mean, it was stupid. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going insane. It was so funny. I can't not laugh. It cracked me up every time I see your name. Every time I see your cute video, it did. Oh my gosh. That was so hilarious. Or at least on this game, I get eliminated, so I can just like, you know, it's relaxing and calm. So what do they say? Your paranormal friends, did they laugh at you? I don't know, I laughed at you. And the time I finally went to sleep. Until... Oh, then I woke up. Saw your name and laughed at you again. It was worth it. It was so funny. Hello, the word. How are you? It was crazy though. I really did think, I thought, oh my god, I really am turning into crazy little psycho. Because I kept laughing and laughing and laughing. My daughter's like, are you still laughing? I was like, yes, I'm still laughing. She's like, don't look at his video. And I was like, I can't, I keep passing through there. It kept showing up, it was like haunting me, it kept showing up on my shorts. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes things happen for a reason. And I really believe that. Goga, he's such a nice guy, he really is. Gogo's probably the most American Kenyan I've ever met in my life. He's hilarious. Yeah, you have to, yeah. If you're monetized, then they'll respond to you. I went through that when I wasn't. I kept trying to contact them. Yeah, no dice. But now, I actually get a response. I think the Goga prison will be good for you, Ryan. Oh my god. My ribs are so sore from laughing. I have not laughed that hard and I don't even remember when. Holy crap. Could be worse. The name could be way worse. I've seen people use some crappy names and get stuck with it. Like Cake No Eat Meat Day. Yeah, they were messing with me and they changed it to that. And they're still stuck with that name. Yeah, they haven't been on it in about a week though, so I think they just haven't had time to change it. But I was like, oh man, that would suck. It was crazy. Oh, the crazier part was I couldn't sleep because I was still laughing. It was like I couldn't contain it. I was in Cobalt, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt's live stream. And that's pretty bad when your Asian community says, Sheena, go to bed. You need to rest. You do too much. And I was like, you know, I think they're right. I think I just need to just go ahead and... But see, that ain't how I roll. Now, you can tell that I was a great employee. Everywhere I've ever worked, I was a great employee. Even working for myself, I pushed myself too hard. Hello, Sniper. How are you? I do. But that's what always made me a valuable employee. And it took me far. I mean, I could always go as far as I wanted to in any business, no matter what it was. I mean, whether it was nursing, whatever, retail. I was even a machine operator for a big production company. I could work on my own machines. If you show me once, I can do it again. I have that photographic memory. Even though I don't feel so photographically memorized right now. My daughter came in here and she's like, "You taking the night off?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "That's unusual." And I said, "No, I've been doing it lately." And she's like, "But you're not taking the night off." I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Mom, you have 4 phones in front of you and a computer." I said, "You're right. Should I fire up the other computer?" And she's like, "Mom, that's ridiculous." I was like, "You know what? These people help me. I'm gonna help them." That's how I roll. Dang it, Jim. Get out of my way, you little bean. There's one with tiles that I'm really good at. These, not so much. Out of the way, chicken. Ah, crap. I missed what? 10 days, 8 days, then you go back to A, drifting, you go back. If I change names, I use my account that I began with years ago. Ah, glad I didn't jump. Dang it. Dang it again. Dang it. Dang it 3 times. 3rd time's a charm, let's see. I guess not. I totally suck at this game. Thank goodness. Out of my way, bird boy. Dang it, Jim. I missed! Oh man, that sucked. How is that possible? I told you I suck at this game. I'm better at Pac-Man. Yeah, they change the rules all the time. It's like you don't even know. Hold on, I gotta change this playlist. They change the rules so much you don't even know what's really. I mean, it's all for me. I just try to figure it out. No wonder I hear myself. My other phone is talking to me. Let's see here. I wish people would do like a binge me playlist and not just specific ones here and there. I'll do their live stream because that'll last longer. Because otherwise, I have to keep flipping it. And that's work. I just want to let you play. Okay, got that done. Hi, Yankee Kyle, how are you? I hope you're doing well. How's your channel going? Are you growing more? You've really been putting out a lot of community posts. That's excellent. You're really helping a lot of people. It's a lot. That's a big blessing to people. Did you meet our new friend Kyle? Yoga Gugano Moment. I can't do it. Meet Ryan, Kyle. Goshen Paranormal Society, to be exact. I cannot say his name. If I do, I'm gonna laugh. I spent way too much time laughing. He stole my energy because I laughed so hard. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Watch what you watch or read before you go to bed, or you'll be dreaming about Goga Prison. Oh my gosh. Kyle, that's Goshen Paranormal. He was joking around with Goga, as well as a few others, including myself, and his name got stuck. So now he's stuck with that name for like 14 days, or 13 days now. That's pretty bad. You're popping up. I'm trying to avoid your screen name so I don't laugh. Yet I have this big cheesy grin on my face because it pops up on my television set, the chat. Right. Hey, at least you got no shame. Cause you got no one to blame. All the same. You admit your wrongdoing, but it does not get you out of Goga prison. So be happy with your orange Crocs and wear them suckers with pride. Sister, I am 482, and at the moment I'm trying to get to my 500. You're gonna get there, Kyle. You're doing good things. You're doing the work. You'll definitely get there. Why am I trying to play when I'm eliminated? Oh my gosh. I just took, not a doctor, not suggesting, 25 grams of chewable melatonin. We'll see if that works. All in all, working night shift for as many years as I did, it really, I even tried to reset my circadian rhythm by going out in the light in the morning, grounding myself, walking barefoot. You freaking name it, I have tried it. Even the prescription Belsomra and those fancy crappy drugs that'll definitely not good for you, did not make me sleep. And so it is what it is. My body lets me know when it's time to relax and rest. And it rained today. I slept really good when it was raining, but then it was humid because it was hot, so it was weird. Hello, MA Mystery Tour Shala. How are you doing tonight? You guys, they put out a new video. Stop it, Killer Hypoxia. How are you? I died laughing, now I'm resurrected. Oh my gosh, Killer. I thought I was a crazy little psycho. I was laughing. I went to sleep. I dreamed about Ryan. And then I was like, what is this nightmare? What is this voodoo? What the hell? And oh my gosh. And then finally I went to sleep. How the hell I went to sleep, I don't know. I can't tell you. But I finally went to sleep and I caught myself watching Paranormal, trying to catch up on everybody's videos and running lists and all that, and catching up on my own comments, because usually I let my own comments go because I want to be there supporting people in person. I like rewatching, but I also like being there in person. And so yeah, I thought I was going nuts there for a minute. I was like, holy crap. I always have nightmares when I sleep. You know how I got rid of my nightmares, Killer? I have a giant 5-pound piece of fool's gold, also known as pyrite, next to my bed. And when I placed that there and removed all the quartz crystals and stuff like that, because that, is a producer of energy, which so is the pyrite, but it's very calming. And so I put that next to my bed, and that went away. I haven't had any more nightmares. Now it's just laughing nightmares. Oh my gosh. But you know what? It was good for my soul, apparently. I don't know. I guess you could call Ryan a nightmare. Oh my gosh, my ribs are still sore. I was just like, how can one laugh that much? How can one, that's what I was telling my daughter. My daughter was like, are you still laughing? I was like, yes. She's like, you need to stay away from that Goshen guy. He's been laughing all night. And I was like, I know. And I was like, but it was funny as hell. I guess so. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I thought that too, gosh, and that's funny you said that. I thought, did I know him in a past life or something? Because he seems so familiar. It's so weird. There's not that many people that I meet that it's like, did I know them from somewhere? But I know I didn't because, well, I've only been to Montana or Wyoming once, and it was just the edge of Wyoming. So it was nuts, though. It really was. I was like, man, I couldn't go to sleep for nothing. And there was no way that I was gonna eat melatonin, then, because I knew then that if I went to sleep, then I'd probably be out for a while. It's crazy. I've always been one of those people that believe people cross paths for a reason. Whether it's to make you better or teach you something, there's always a reason. Have you ever played this killer? I learned to play this from Blood Dragoon. He plays it on his channel here and there. And at first I thought, man, this game looks so silly. And so I played on his channel. And it's pretty cool because, it's not so intense because I get eliminated. So there's a waiting time. But it's pretty cool. Shala. Sorry, Eve. Your name is awesome, though. I like it. It's very upbeat. And I love music, so therefore I always think of Climb Aboard the Mystery Tour. Because you do. You take people on mystery tours. So I think it's cool. It totally goes with representation of your channel. I think it's awesome. If I make it through this, I'll be surprised. Oh, crap. My little bean. I need a new bean. This one's defective. Oh, snap. To the moon, Alice. Oh, snap. Oh, I knew that was gonna be a failure. Crap, crap. Oh, man. This isn't as easy as what you think it is. It's funny. It's cute. I bet I'm not the only music lover that thinks that either. Shala, climb aboard the mystery tour. Oh, thank goodness. I actually qualified. I hear all these other devices talking. Familiar voices. I believe that too. I don't believe in consonants. Oh, that's true. True. That's how I feel too. I don't know. All I know is you drive me crazy. Oh my gosh. I love how you're scientific, and I'm so much like that. It drives people crazy. There's more to everything. That's what I tell people. And it's like, there is so much more. Out of the way, Bean Boy. What am I supposed to be doing? Something tells me I'm going the wrong direction. But there's another bean following me. So maybe I'm not. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Get out of the way, beans. Come on now. Well, apparently I was doing the right thing. I only just noticed that Yoga channeled his name. Changed the name. No, that's not Yoga. That's Ryan. You can watch his short fight. Start with the cute video where you see his face, and then go to his explanation of what he has done. He is now serving 14 days in Goga prison. Oh, at least I didn't use my account. But like I said, I really think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Turned on you like a bad habit. Oh my gosh. Oh, killer, they're killing me. It's always good to laugh, though. It really is. But not to the point of insanity. Come on, little guy. Do your thing. Ah, crap. You'd think you'd be playing with a bunch of little kids on this game, and you're not. These are adults. That's what's so funny about it. Ah! Crap. There was nothing. Oh snap. Oh snap. Oh snap. Get me out of here. Oh snap. Oh, these people push you off too and grab a hold of you and throw you off, which kind of... Okay, if I get on there, they're gonna jack it up. Oh, at least I see how it works now. Oh gosh, I waited for it to move. This game can be exhausting, and at least you get eliminated. Oh man, it's moving on me. Get out of the way, Bean Boy. Ah, dang it. You have to double jump. I can't double jump. That is not what I was trying to do. I had came up with a plan of action and totally screwed myself again. My phone can only join so many live streams. I know, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 phones going and 1 computer. But the only live stream I'm doing is I'm watching She's doing for watch hours. Ruthie's this and that. Then I'm running Sleeper Barbecue, Raquel, the Ketorific Journey with Mike. And so for now, which Mike's playlist is really, it's not that big. So then I'll move on to somebody else that needs it. Hyacinth, how are you? Hyacinth has a great channel. I'm so restless. I feel asleep now. Oh man, I wish I could feel like that. What's that? I don't sleep good, but I think some of it is because I'm here, just me and my daughter at night, and so I don't know, because I'm security, I'm mom and security all at the same time. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. But I have never, even when I was a little kid, I never slept good. I get too amped up. I'm always doing something. I like to figure things out. I like to research. I like to read. And I even like to write, believe it or not. My teacher used to tell me in high school, I'd fall asleep in her class because I worked a full-time job while I went to high school. And she would say, she took me out in the hall one day and she said, Sheena, you're an amazing writer. And she said, you know, I can really see you doing something with your writing someday. And I just thought, yeah, right, you know. But I do. I enjoy writing poetry. More than anything, I enjoy writing poetry. But I did write a really cool story. I'll tell you all about it. If y'all want to steal it, that's fine, because I'll probably never write it. But, okay, Yankee Kyle, I'll get you next. I had this dream, and it actually came true. It was before the whole pandemic thing. I dreamt that there was a black horse tied to a, what do they call it? It's a drive gate, like you would have before you go into your pasture. And I dreamt that this horse was tied to this drive gate, and the wind was like crazy, blowing back and forth. The sky was black. And I walked out there, and I was like, this horse is starving to death. And it was a black horse. And I thought to myself, what could that be? So then I went into, I guess was at my house, I'm guessing, which looked like a barn. And I went back in there, and then it started thundering and crazy noises outside. And then all of a sudden, a cream color foal jumped through the window, full of life and just full of life. And I thought to myself, renewal. And so it was like, what? And so what I got from it was the black horse was famine, which pretty much happened when all the shortages came. The horse died of starvation, but then life reappeared after the badness, which was the foal, the cream color foal, which is, you know, renewal. So that's what I got from it. But it was more in depth than that. That's just a tidbit of it. But it was really cool. It was really cool. We're Gaming Princess. Are you Sheena? Yes, Hyacinth. I am Sheena. I am Sheena, Princess Warrior. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are great. You're part of my family. Can you believe I actually heard from my mother? Yes, my mother actually called me. I couldn't believe it. I don't know why. I guess she apparently watches my live streams and never says anything. It's always good to see all you guys. You guys make me smile, and some of you make me laugh a little bit ridiculously too much. Oh, and in the story, the dream, when I went back out, the mare that was starved, basically, was dead on the ground. And then the sky started to clear, and like I said, there was a foal, a cream color foal that was just full of life, like nothing ever happened. So it was actually, I still remember that dream because I did actually write it down. And I was like, and so I had made a post about it, and it tripped people out because then they didn't think nothing about it. But then a month later came the pandemic, and the grocery shelves were empty, and people tripped out. So it's like, I'm not sharing my stories anymore. Yeah, I know, right? This is just my fun channel. People can connect over here and just laugh. We laugh a lot over here. My other one is my serious channel. I can post. I don't worry about this one being taken down. I can say what I want, post what I want, not worry about it. You know, whereas my other channel is my baby. Oh, wow. I hate your name, Goga Normal. And 6+ years we have had this channel. I've never had so much fun on YouTube as I have since I met you and everyone else this to me. Yeah, me too. I feel the same way. Well, you know, I feel like it was a godsend because, you know, when my dad died, I lost my whole family, you know, because agreed, they wanted to keep everything. I mean, and they're loaded. They're all military contractors. And so they wanted to keep everything. So they basically booted me out, you know, less people, more the merrier, right? But the thing that hurt me the worst is my dad had cancer and they turned my dad against me because my dad, you know, he was fried out on chemo. I mean, he had how he survived 4 rounds of chemo, I don't know. But he was fried out on chemo, so he couldn't even think for himself, to be honest with you. So, you know, my sister took full advantage of that. And so, because my sister always hated me because I was always successful at everything I put my mind to. If I put my mind to it, to accomplish it, I could do it. And, you know, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. But you have to want to do it. Some people want people to do it for them. And so, you know, that's what hurts me the worst. And I think that's why my dad keeps coming back to visit, because he knows he was wrong. You know, and I know he was wrong. I forgive him because I know he wasn't right. And they had him drinking too, on top of chemo and having cancer. I kept telling him, don't eat sugar, don't eat carbs. That's what feeds the cancer. And, you know, and he didn't for a long time. He pretty much stayed keto and he was doing good. But you and I both know how many carbs is in alcohol, grain alcohol, bourbon, beer. And, you know, my siblings, they all drink a lot. I drink every now and then, but not really. And so, yeah. So, you know, and not only that, but drinking will also cause the depression to be worse. So here he was drinking. And then next thing you know, he told me, he said, I can't do, my dad called me. I didn't even know anything about any of this. He called me. I left a message on my phone. I didn't know the times he went to the hospital. I didn't know anything. I didn't have the opportunity to even be there, even when I wanted to. And so he's like, you know, Sissy, I just want to call and let you know that I love you and I'm so proud of you. And I don't have to worry about you like I do your siblings. Why would you say that? My siblings make buku money. And, you know, other than my brother got the snot beat out of him at a bar leaving. I mean, you know what I mean? It almost took his life. But, you know, sometimes God warns you and it's like, open your eyes. But, you know, he's like, I know I don't have to worry about you. You've always been able to take care of yourself. And I have. I've never depended on anybody in my life. I don't know what that's like because I've never been able to, every time I did or started to, they would stab me in the back. And so it's like, you know, he said he didn't have to worry about me. But the weird thing was I couldn't understand him. His voice was disappearing and he wanted to call and tell me he loved me. And so I still have that. He called the first time, left a message because I didn't answer. And then the second time I answered and he told me that. And I was like, well, don't give up and stop eating the sugar and the carbs, because I knew what he was doing. And I was doing Reiki for him, distant Reiki, every day. And then I quit doing it, which I probably shouldn't have. I quit doing it because I was so mad at him for turning his back on me. And I told him, I said, you know what? And I've never been in trouble in my life. I've never been a drug addict. I've never been an alcoholic. I've never had any kind of, because the way my body is, even if I was to, people say, how can you stay on this diet? Well, because that's how I roll. I mean, I don't really have the addiction factor that most people have. And so, you know, it just baffles me that, um, I don't know. But I didn't know anything about anything. They left me out of the loop completely. They taught my dad into putting everything into my siblings' names. And my mom, she never really liked me, to be honest with you. And because I reminded her too much of my grandma. And so basically, when my dad died, I got a call, or right before he died. And here the whole time I was texting, when I would text my dad to say I loved him or whatever, I would get a text back. Well, apparently it wasn't my dad, it was my siblings texting back. And so that's just beyond messed up. And so when they did call me and say that, you know, if you want to pay your respects to dad, you know, you need to come see him. I didn't even know where my sister lived. I mean, because I haven't been in their life in 10 years. When they booted me out, it was like, you know, when my dad had cancer for basically about 10 years because he wasn't eating the carbs. He wasn't really drinking. But, you know, my dad wanted to fit in with my siblings, so he would drink with them and I wouldn't. And so they acted like I was judging them because they're alcoholics, you know, but I wasn't. That was their own perception. But so basically what ended up happening is I went and saw my dad and he was already gone. I mean, at first I was like, his blood sugar's low, you know, and so that's why he's not responding. But he was already gone. So I sang to him because I wrote a song, a Christian song that I have sang to many people as they passed. And I sang it to him. That'll be the last time I ever sing that song again. And, I sang it to him, and I was so mad. My brother was on the other side of the bed, and I said, I love you, Dad. And he goes, oh no, I took a picture of my dad because I wanted to remember. And I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I think I was more in shock and angry, but I did. And my brother said, don't take a picture of my dad. And I looked at him and I said, you effing drunk. And I went to snatch him across the bed. And I was like, I'm out of here. And I was like, later. And I was like, I love you, Dad. See you on the other side. And I was out. And the nurse came in and she goes, I said, he'll be gone in 6 hours. And I left. And I came home. 6 hours later, my mom called and said, people don't like a know-it-all. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, your dad passed. And I said, I know. She goes, how do you know? And I said, because the watch that I gave him, a Native American watch, had stopped at 10:10, which, funny enough, is on his death certificate, 10:10. And so she was like, people don't like a know-it-all. And I was like, I don't care. So I didn't attend. My sister she's a basket. She had that gastric bypass done, man, and it affected her, in my opinion, affected her brain. But I didn't even go to my dad's funeral. I didn't show up. I did not go to see him in the casket at the viewing. I didn't go to that either. And I'm glad I didn't. I mean, I called my mom while she was there and told her that, you know, I love Dad and I was sorry. And I could hear my siblings laughing. That's how my sister is. She's evil like that, laughing in the background. And I was like, that's okay, because karma has a way of paying people back. And so I did not go, and I did not go to his funeral either. At first I was, but then I decided, why? He's not there. I mean, you know, it's just his body. He's gone. You know, his spirit is, actually, I don't think his spirit left, because one of the reasons my mother called me was I told her, I said, Dad was in my dream and he was wearing a blue shirt. And I said, at first he looked like a homeless person, you know, because my dad was a jokester when he was well. And I said, then he had on this blue button-up shirt with the suspenders and smiled at me. And Mom said, that's why I called you. That was the weird thing. She goes, I could have swore I saw him above me wearing a blue shirt and his suspenders. I said, yeah, you did, because that's exactly what I saw in my dream. And she was like, oh. She goes, I kept closing my eyes because I was afraid to see. And I said, why are you afraid of spirits? Not all spirits are bad, you know. And so basically I don't stay on the phone with her very long because she does trigger me. So I don't stay on the phone with her long at all. Next. stepmother would intercept messages I'd leave from my dad on an answering machine so they wouldn't get them. Luckily, he realized it and then called me on his break at work. He passed shortly after. I'm sorry to hear that. So you get what I'm saying, man. It hurts, but you know what? You know, now I realize that it made me stronger. I mean, I had to cut the cords, you know, and I did. I cut the cords with all of them. And my mom was like yesterday, she said something about my daughter calling her cousin, and I was like, F that. She doesn't want anything to do with them. If she wants to call them, she'll call them. But, you know, I said, honestly, I don't want anything to do with any of you. And I actually said that, and I mean it too. I mean, you know, I had to cut the cords. Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty much what I went through with them. They weren't telling my dad that, and the other thing is my dad had a clicker on his gate, you know, because they had horses. And so my dad had a clicker on the gate. And everybody got a clicker but me. So if I drove 30 minutes to go visit, I would have to undo the electric gate opener to open the gate to get in. And it was like, I'm not one of those people that go somewhere I'm not welcome. So, and they try to use that against me, saying, well, Sheena never come to see you. Well, Sheena didn't have a gate opener, and Sheena wasn't going to get out and pull the pin on the electric gate opener every time I come to visit. So I already knew what, being in nursing as long as I had been, I already knew what was happening. I mean, because they turned on my brother. At first, it was my older brother. His wife's greedy. We're not giving him anything. And, you know, it's funny when I said that was wrong, that, you know, you don't take this crap to heaven with you. You know, you don't take anything with you. So why are you so greedy? You know, after I said that, that's when they turned on me. And then he went to work for the same federal contractor. And then all of a sudden they liked him. And it was like, and I never told him any of that. You know, I never told them any of that. It's like, yeah, keep thinking they like you so much. But yeah, it was a freaking I never thought it would be me. I've seen it happen in so many families. I never thought that I would end up being the turd, to be honest with you. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I mean, it was all meant to be. It really was. And, you know, I can go back to biblical things on it as well. I even mentioned to my dad, because, man, I was so hurt. You know, like I said, I never did anything wrong. And I was like, what about the prodigal son, you know, when he came back to the father? I didn't even get an inheritance. And I don't care about that. But if you go by the Bible, they accepted him back and were happy that he came home. And, you know, I couldn't even use that to get back into good graces. And my dad was a religious man. He was a mason and a Shriner. And so a master mason, actually. So it's like, okay, so what happened to Christianity? Where'd that go? You know, who is this man? But like I said, his brain was burned up from all that chemo. I don't know why. He kept doing the chemo, trying to live another day. And he wasn't really living. You know what I'm saying? He was in his right mind. But, so I don't get it. I don't know. You know, a lot of people, you know, I came to grips with death a long time ago, but that's only because I've been at his door so many times. And God has always pulled me through. But someday, I mean, I know that everybody has a time. Everybody's hairs on their head are numbered. I get that. But I also find comfort in the fact that we never die, that our spirits live on. And so, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, people talk a lot. And I think, look, who was it? Job, where he, you know, he lost his whole family. But yet he was still faithful, and blessings still happen. And yeah, I know a lot about the Bible. A lot of people don't realize how much I do know. But, you know, there's a lot more to this life than what people get. It's not about gains, physical gains. And to me, it's definitely a level up kind of, spiritually level up kind of thing. I mean, in my opinion. Devin! Y'all can think I'm nuts. I don't care. I mean, I think a lot. Tomorrow's not promised. That's right, Kyle. That is so true. Lee Sung soon. But, you know, I mean, there is so much that we don't know. And that's what I always say is, you know, I got judged on my rocks. And that was another thing she was talking about when she called, was I was reading the Bible and it was talking about all the precious stones in heaven. I said, hey, what about the breastplates? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, you mean after y'all called me some trickery witchery, now you like rocks? You know? And I said, let me tell you something. Never judge somebody's journey. You don't know what God put in front of them. Never judge somebody's journey. And so, yeah, we kept the conversation short. But it was actually a decent conversation, not like usual. I love you, Hyacinth. Thank you so much. But, you know, I've learned a lot in life. I think working in nursing helped a lot because, I mean, I felt those people's energy. I saw their actions. I saw more than I wanted to be honest with you. I've seen the good side of people and I've seen the ugly side of people. And it's like, for what? What do you gain? What do you gain by hurting people? So what? You get some crap that you end up giving away because your kids don't want it when you go. You know, people finally woke up to that. That's why they started minimizing and getting rid of the things that they've held on to forever for their kids. Because let's face it, your kids don't want it, you know, unless it has some kind of super value. They'd rather have it in your account. So, you know, it's crazy. Things have changed. Things have changed so much. It's amazing. Tradition. I'm a firm believer in tradition. And, you know, it's crazy. But I do know this. Everybody has a journey. And everybody's here for a reason. And you just got to find what it is you're supposed to be doing. Your gift. I guess I have the gift of gab. But you know what? We're all here for a reason. And I want to figure it out. I like to figure stuff out. That's beautiful, Dibin. I love that. I love helping the homeless. I used to actually go and help make sandwiches and stuff for homeless people. And they would take them to under the bridges and stuff, a sack lunch to feed them. And I love doing stuff like that. I don't do that stuff as much anymore now that I'm older. But I get tired of doing stuff solo. You know, it's like, you know, you get tired of doing stuff by yourself. I almost got carjacked and stuff. Oh my gosh, Devin. Oh, be careful. Yeah, it can be dangerous for sure. Because you don't know what state of mind people are in. I just believe there can be a lot more compassion in the world, honestly. I really do. But, you know, I don't know. Time will tell, right? Can you imagine how amazing everything in the world would be if there was more compassion instead of greed and, you know, just the trickery? It drives me nuts. Life is definitely a journey. I choose to wear the rose-colored glasses and see the beautiful And I'm certainly not going to let it affect me. I used to let things affect me, and it took me a long time to realize that it didn't make two craps. I mean, the next day is totally different, even if it takes a couple of days to get past it, you know. Nowadays, I'm just like, after becoming a Reiki master, I realized that, you know, a lot of it had to do with the energy of the people that I was around. They were so negative, and they just dramatified. They act like it was the end of the world if, you know, things didn't go their way. And they didn't see the other side of the coin, that maybe it didn't go your way because it wasn't meant to go your way, you know. And so being around the negative people, that was tough. Is try working at a store, because whenever I went back to work after my grandpa died and my dad and them screwed me, what I did is, man, I was sink or swim, you know. I had a kid to take care of. I went right to where I knew I could get a job ASAP. Because in nursing, I couldn't do it because I had back surgery on my L5S1 disc. And it was like, you know, what do you do? Well, I went to work at McDonald's. How funny is that? And I did exceptionally well. They wanted to make me a manager. Then Walmart, the manager of Walmart, came through my parking lot and was like, I want to offer you a job. I had never even applied there. I want to offer you a job. And I ignored him. I was like, you know, I'll be all right. Because at McDonald's, you know, you got a free meal and all that. And they were nice. They fed my kid and it was cool. And so they kept coming back every day to offer me this job. And on my birthday, September 10th, I thought, you know what? Maybe this is God's opening a door for me. So I said, okay. And so I went to work there. And then within 6 months, they promoted me to management position. And that was the day that COVID hit. And my boss looked at me and he said, Sheena, go home. I don't want anything to happen to you because of the lupus. And he said, we love you, we care about you, and just go home. Clock out and go home. And I was like, okay. And so I clocked out and I went home. And that's when I was already working. I was raising money by working to pay for my own business. And most people's like, oh, you could have, if you had went ahead and got your LLC, you could have wrote it off, blah, 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 blah. I didn't give two craps about writing anything off. I was just sourcing things here and there that I liked. And so I did, and I worked on my business. And then when things got worse and worse and worse, I was like, okay, I'm closing this down. And I'm just going to live on my savings, live on what I got, and I'll be fine. And so that's what I did. And so I'm still working on reopening my business. I mean, I don't have to buy anything. I already have everything I could possibly need. But, you know, I don't know what I'm waiting for. Oh, yeah, Dibbin. I've always been a motivated person. I've always been one of those. I'm not really competitive, but I guess, of course, growing up, I was going to be a barrel racer. So, yeah, I guess I am a little competitive. But at the same time, I've always been a go-getter. I mean, if I didn't like a job, I'd tell them to kiss my butt, and I would have a new one by the next day. I could walk into any establishment and boom, have the job. And I do remember my dad saying, you're one of the only people I've ever met in my life that can quit your job and have another one the next day. And I said, because I know my worth. I know what I'm worth. So I've never been a person that needed to be motivated by other people. I always was motivated just by my own ideas, my own dreams, my, you know, looking into the future, what I wanted, what the end results that I wanted to get to. I'm a rock star. Whatever, Ryan. I'm just a human. But, yeah, back up. Yeah, it does help. It does help when people say, hey, you're doing a good job. And, you know, the thing was, I've worked my whole life, so that's really all I know how to do is be a slave to the grind. and I'm not happy if I'm not doing it, because I've done it from the time, actually 13 if you count babysitting, because at 13 years old, I babysitted the neighbors down the road kids. And who knew I was babysitting for a psychopath? He ended up in prison for hurting people. But the kids were great. And he was a great guy. But apparently they were loony, and I didn't know that. But I was 13, and I babysitted for them for 2 years. And then when I turned 15 and a half, I went to work. I went to school full time, and I went to work. My grandpa would drive me to the restaurant, and I was a waitress. And I did that till I was 18. Then when I was 18, and I also went to school to be a cosmetologist because my mom thought it was a good profession for me, and I hated it. And I said, no, I want to be in nursing. And she said, oh, nursing will break down your knees and your back, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I wanted to do. So I went all the way through haircutting school at Votech, and didn't go, because then I turned 18, did not go to state because I did not want to cut hair whatsoever. And so then I got into nursing immediately after I turned 18. And the whole time I was working full time and going to school and going to Votech. And so, yeah, I guess you could say I don't know how to relax. I don't know how to go on vacation or anything like that, because I've always been a worker monkey. And I don't know what else to call it. A slave to the grind. You know, not realizing now that I look back that, good night, Kyle, love you, brother. Now that I look back, I was making I was making money, yeah, but I was making somebody else 10 times the amount that I was making. So why the hell did I work myself to death? For what? For what reason? You know, people talk crap about all these people that nobody wants to work. Well, you know what? If people weren't taking advantage of their workers, then maybe people would want to work. You know, I know this one guy, or I did know this one guy, that he spent most of his younger parts of his life going to concerts, having a good time, and just worked as much as he needed to. He didn't have a wife or kids, and spent most of his time enjoying his life. And one day I asked him, I was like, you know, because I was always taught, you know, because my dad was like, I'm like my dad. My dad worked his whole life, worked his butt off. And I was like, what are you going to do when you get old? He said, well, when we get old, we're going to be working anyway, because there's not going to be such a thing as a retirement. And, you know, now I look back, because now the guy's in his 50s. I look back now and think, you know what? He had it right. He had it so right. And so my daughter, I was like, you know, I guess her dad was saying something about her getting a job or something. And she had said something to me, and I said something to him about it. And I looked at her and I said, you have your whole life to have a job. I mean, as long as you can stay here, it's not costing you anything. Enjoy your life. Do what you want to do. You know, when you have to get a job or whatever, then so be it. But you know what? That's ridiculous. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to wear out your body. And you know what? You're going to need to be able to work. When mommy's not around anymore, you're going to have to. You're going to have to take care of yourself. So, you know, I just, you know, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I used to think that's how it should have been, you know, work, work, work. And I did it, you know. But at the same time, where did it get me? The more money you make, the more money you spend. So, you know, a surfer is in the house. He did a really good video. He got a mail call from Miss Angie. That was a really good mail call. He got a Goguru cup and a Darth Vader. You should go check out that video. It was a good video. So, I've been through a lot in my life. I really have. It's crazy. If I told y'all everything I've been through, and I've never been in trouble. I've never had a ticket. I had a car accident, but it wasn't my fault. I hit a bridge because the road was iced over. And then I owned a van. So, other than that, I have never been in trouble in my life. And so, how things always seem to end up in my path, I could not tell you. I have had a crazy road though, for sure. I tell myself now that I look back, I said I should have just joined the military. I mean, I'd have been a lot better off just joining the military. I wouldn't say that nowadays. I told my daughter no, I wouldn't. But back then, you know, in the 80s, 93 actually. I try not to stay in my head and that's one thing that YouTube does for me. It makes me not think about all the trauma that I've been through in my life that people have brought to me. I did not bring to myself. They brought to me. 7. So, you know, I just, you know, as long as, you know, I learned with YouTube, my whole dad ordeal, I didn't have to, like on holidays, I didn't have to deal with it because I was busy on YouTube. You know, I was around positive people that were fun people to be around, good people. And it made a huge difference in my life, you know, because I was sad for a long time because you don't understand, you know. I mean, if you did something wrong, that would be different. But when you didn't do anything wrong, you can't wrap your head around it. It's like, why? You know, why is it like that? But it is what it is. And people will justify their bad behavior. It's crazy how they all have a reason for the things that they do, even if they're not valid reasons. And you got the flock that follow behind them as if it's, you know, as if it's and the worst part is not being able to take up for yourself because they don't include you. They just talk behind your back. That's the worst part. I can't believe I almost made it. But, you know, I actually went to college for psychology. I was going to nursing. So, did I expect any of this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, this one's hard. I knew that was gonna happen. I love you, Killer. So, yeah, like, Killer asked me, why are you so nice? And it's like, I've spent majority of my life with people being turds to me. Why would I want someone else to feel that way? You know, I don't want someone to hurt. Not because of anything I've done. It's just like, you know, when I got a divorce, I walked away, you know? You know, it's like, you know, I can't handle somebody unfaithful. That's me and my deal. I can't deal with that. And I just walked away. I left my house. My house was paid for. I just walked away. I gave it to him. Me and my daughter, I was out. And, you know, and I could have fought for the house. I could have had it. But I didn't want it. I knew that God would have provided me another one, and He did. Of course, I worked 24 hours a day, 6 days a week for it. But you know what? I did it. Because you could do anything you put your mind to, even beat this game. That's right. Dang it, Jim. And that's why I tell people you can do anything you put your mind to. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. My daughter was talking. And then, of course, I didn't make it. Did you see my comment about my shower curtain on your friend mail upload? Hold on, I'm looking. That is so funny. I'll have to go look and see. Gosh, and you're so hilarious. That is my comforter. That is my comforter. I love maroon is my favorite color. Everything's connected. That's true. Maroon is my favorite color. Maroon and black, actually. Now everything is connected. Now if I get, it's like when I talk gibberish, like now, talking about how I think things go, at least for my life anyway. And because everybody has their own purpose, their own, where they're going and destiny and, so they may not see things the way that I see things. But I find it interesting that Ryan thinks much like me, and it's kind of weird, to be honest with you. But, usually when I talk about the connection of the energy, all of that, people act like this lady's Looney Toony. And when my family had found out that I was going to school, because after my dad died, I had to pull myself out of that sadness. So what did I do? I took Reiki courses to become a master. And then after that, I went to school through Spain, online, Zoom courses with a energy healer in Spain. And so it was like I was meant to do that. And I didn't know why I was doing it. I just have learned as time went by that when something's presented to you, walk through the door. Just do it. Just walk. Even if you don't think you're not going to like it, walk through the door and try it. Worst case scenario, what? You wasted time? I mean, you can waste time all day long watching TV. So I did it. And I'll be honest with you, that's what got me into the crystals. That's what got me into the science of all of it. Even the star children. Have you ever checked that out? The star children. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I like to go way too far, honestly, I guess. Bat Crazy. Goga. Oh, wait, that's Ryan. My mistake. Hey, Bat Crazy. Bat, what is your name? Should be Goga Bat Crazy. This is the Goga room. These are the Goga prisoners. Goga Dibbin. So that goes to tell you, if you change your name, and you've changed it prior, there is a possibility that you will be stuck like that way. Sniper in the house. Well, wait till y'all see me make a cake tomorrow. I never use any measurements for anything. I never have. I could even read a recipe and not use measurements because I'm good at measuring by sight. And so you'll see. I can tell you approximates, but I never use anything. I live a simple life. I've always been that way. And I can cook without a recipe. I can make bread without a recipe. I can do anything. Bat's good. What you afraid of, Bat? You afraid of crazy stalkers? The only thing you'll find in my room is Gogas. I made mystery tours. Shala! Climb aboard the mystery tour. I'm gonna change my name to Sheena's friend. I'll get more popular with Royal Name Channel. Oh, Bat, I'm not popular. You should just go with Goga too. Goga is way more popular. Goga works his butt off though, I'll tell you right now, because I support a lot, but holy moly. He's everywhere I go, there he is. That's why he makes that running joke. It's like, or he'll say, Sheena, go to bed. That's why I decided to I needed to expand the YouTube streets to around the world, because there's bazillion people around the world. I've just got to find them. Ah! Dang it, Jim. Again. Out of my way, little peanut. Hold on, Ryan. I gotta make it up this hill if I take my eyes off of the game. Yeah, I get whacked like that. Oh boy. Well, that sucked. Here we go again. Dang it. Well, that sucked. Sheena, my clock says 2 p.m. my time for your fight challenge, so unfortunately, I may have to rewatch after as I work. That's cool, Ryan. That's cool. Hey, work comes first. YouTube's fun. YouTube can become work though, but until then, it takes a long time to get big enough to make that happen. But I don't know. You never know, right? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be walking. I used to work 3 to 11 shift constantly, and then I went to overnights when I worked for the state, taking care of disabled children, and I enjoyed that. But so I've always, you know, worked those hours. I never was a morning person, that's for sure. Don't forget to dive for the long jumps. Oh, you're good, Ryan. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be funnier on replay anyway. I'm not measuring anything. I already told my daughter's like, are you gonna measure things so people know? I said, it's not that difficult. It's really not. And she's like, please tell me you're not wearing gloves. I'm wearing gloves. She's like, isn't there a guy that watches your channel that likes gloves? I said, yes. As a matter of fact, there is. Don't forget to dive. Yeah, I still suck at this game though. Hold on, guys. I gotta grab something to drink. Stop that. I got super moderators, Bat. My job is to relax. I always wear earbuds, so on second though, I make sure I'm there for you. I can make that work. My comments just will be minimal. Just don't get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble. I tell everybody that. If you're at work, don't get in trouble. It's not worth it. Hello, Neil. Good to see you. Guys, Neil is awesome. Hey, Zach. Neil has a great channel, you guys, if you haven't checked out Neil's channel. How you doing tonight, Zach? Ah! Hold on, guys. I said I was gonna get a drink. Well, yep. I guess I'm getting my drink now. I'll be right back. Oh no. No.